The correct adab of entering any masjid is the same with Masjid al Haraam. You will enter by saying the dua. And in this case, you will enter while you're looking on the ground. You want to make sure that you look down. And you keep on walking inside the haram until you feel and you realize and you sense that if I look up now, I will get an entire sight of the Kaaba. I will see the entire Kaaba rather than one piece of it or one portion of it. So that is the best and most correct method of trying to enter the haram, especially for the first time when an individual goes there. It may be difficult at times, but don't try to look up and around too much. Try to have as much adab as possible. And then as you see the Kaaba, allow yourself the first sight of the Kaaba. Enjoy the moment. On doing so, recite takbir, say Allahu Akbar. Thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and supplicate to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. For sure Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will respond. And according to one tradition, that any dua that is made upon seeing the Kaaba for the first time is a dua which is accepted. Any dua which is made on seeing the Kaaba for the first time is a dua which is accepted. Before we go for Hajj, another thing that we want to remember is if there's things that we want to ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for, we should get a little notebook and write all these things down. Right? Write down all of our du'as, whatever it is that you want to pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for. If people have requested for you to make dua for them, write it down. Write it down in a notebook. Have a list. Some people actually come with very large lists of things they want to ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for. It's very possible that you just may forget at that point in time. Now when you see the Kaaba for the first time, obviously everyone is thinking, what's my first dua going to be? Right? That's the simple, what am I going to ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for? And Imam Abu Hanifa rahmatullahi alayhi said that one should supplicate and make dua to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Oh Allah, whatever dua I make after this dua, accept it. Not just here, for the rest of my life. Right? Not just here, for the rest of my life. Whatever dua I make after this dua, whether it be while I'm here, for as long as I live, oh Allah, please accept it from me. And believe you me, if one has firm conviction in the fact that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will accept my dua, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will accept every dua of that individual, inshaAllah ta'ala. Keep in mind that that's not the only dua one should be making at that point in time. If you have a list, and if you're actually, before you begin your umrah, if you stand there for an entire hour just supplicating to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, then so be it. Then so be it. That is a very special moment. That moment only comes around once in a person's lifetime, if you're lucky, the sight of the Kaaba. So don't hesitate, don't worry, don't fear anyone, don't fear anything. For as long as you may need to stand there, make dua to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. If you have a partner with you or your spouse is with you and they have done making their dua, then just let them move aside, but don't stop the other one from making dua. Let them keep on going until they feel content that I have asked Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for as much as I wanted to, because every dua I make at this point in time is going to be an accepted one.